バレエの森下洋子さんの公演を見に行った時にすっごい大きいスポットライト浴びて一人で大きいステージで踊ってて、私もあそこに立ちたいなって思って、そこからもうプロフェッショナルになるって思いましたね。それがもう本当に7歳8歳ぐらいの時だったんで。で結構その振り付けを初めてしたんですけど、なんかすごい興味持ちましたね。今まで絶対振り付けしないと思ってたけど、始めてみると違う自分が見つけられたんじゃないかと思います。そのインスピレーション、そうですね、受けたのはシャネルのナンバー5のローっていう香水なんですけど、もうその匂いを嗅いだ時に2つ感じられたのが、クラシックな感じと今までにないようなユニークな感じのスモーキーっていう香りがあったんで、私はそのパラドックスをダンスで表現してるんですけど、でやっぱり女性としてもダンサーとしても伝統というかクラシックがあってこそのモダンというか、やっぱりね、どっちも持ち合わせてないとダメだなと思って。
I work on instinct a lot. Almost instinct has been the most powerful tool that I trust in myself. I use my arms a lot. I use the ground a lot. Everything should feel robust and like I'm being reborn in some new kind of primal sensibility. But with that, I'm way more interested how it can have a feeling. Even if it's just something simple, I'm interested in how my dancers might find something that almost stops it looking like dance, actually. Makes it feel like a person doing something. My work often has things in them that we recognize as normal things of dance, yes. But I think it's about reimagining all those things and understanding context, understanding what that means now. We often talk in the studio about forgetting about these things that have been restricting us and talk more about like who we really are and how that can translate into movement language from a central point from one person.
They calling me like, oh, Aya Sato, oh, she's a Vogue dancer. But I never learned Vogue before. I never learned that. Just only one thing that I didn't learn. My mom was a ballerina, so I know about the ballet, but like I did like everything. I took like hip hop or jazz funk or walking or like a lot of style. I was thinking like everything has like a lot of rules and I don't want to do exactly the same like as teachers or, you know. I love math. I have like a lot of numbers in my mind. I need to connect everything. Yeah, I'm sleeping like this, like stupid like a baby. And then wake up. When I wake up, I'm like, oh, maybe I can do that. And then I can see myself already. So maybe I think this is cool, or you know, and recording myself. Like phone is right here, so like put the phone, and then I'm doing like here or like, you know, I can do something like this, or you know, like I got like a lot of ideas. When I was a kid, I was like super sensitive. I couldn't say anything about myself. So I wanted to show something in my world. That's why I started dancing, I feel like.
7歳の時に、眠れる森の美女のオーロラ姫のソロをコンペティションで踊りました。めちゃくちゃでポジションも全然なってないし、ただただもうお姫様になりきって踊ってましたね。すごく舞台袖とかにいる時はそんなに、緊張もしないですし、今まで通りな感じなんですけど、ステージに立った途端ってやっぱちょっと変わるんですよね。なんか自分じゃなくなっちゃう感覚があるので、舞台の上では。このプロジェクトの、コンセプトは二面性ですね。自分の中で 弱い部分と強い部分を自分の中で葛藤してる時もあったりとかして、強くなりたいのに弱いからっていう部分もそこを出したいなと思いました。
Like I used to go to this under 18 rock club, and the first time I went there and there was this guy like totally freaking out, waving his arms around. I was like, oh, I can do that in public? Cool, good to know.
You're always relating to a form that's external to you and that's generally a white dance canon. I've tried to shed the situation that makes me feel like I need to dance in a certain way. But I think, if anything, I've like enriched my understanding of choreography and the tools that it gives me. And I guess the thing with improv is kind of always in process, and this feels important, kind of like a softer way of resisting objectification, I guess.
I don't go around feeling female. I guess I generally think about the feminization of my performing body being something that other people do rather than something that I do. Something about disrupting the expectations that anyone might place on our bodies.
Versing the threat of racism and sexism and all the other things that oppress us, kind of hooking back into it and pushing it a bit outwards, or making an audience or a viewer feel implicated in that.
Or just being that scary black woman of your nightmares. What if we bring it? Like, what if we become all the things that, you know, you can sometimes sense people are thinking about you, feeling about you, or it's stated, you know? What if we become those? And then what happens?
What I try and challenge with my work actually are normal body types, normal body ideals. How can we start pushing that? Like, what can we do to challenge how this structure that we're still working with, and tell a new story that still has everything beautiful and exciting and exhilarating about it, but isn't stuck in the past. One thing that I've found you have to be so aware of is not kind of relying or relating back to your inherent movement. So if you always do this, how can you eradicate the fact that that arm always does that and connect with what it is you're trying to do? And as soon as you can liberate yourself from your mind, in fact, and make it almost more like a meditation, the best stuff is born in those times, I think.
双子と2人で踊るんですけど、最後双子はこう私に踊りを教えるシーンがあるんですけど、それでダンスって基本的にこういうものなんだっていうのを改めてこう思い出させてくれるような、チャプターになってて、ダンスとかね長年やっていくとなんか自分の中でも出来上がってるけど基本的なことって忘れがちで。私もよくディレクターとかに完璧にしようとしないでってよく言われてて、それは完璧にしようとすればするほど多分そこに感情が生まれないというか、ステップとか完璧でない方がいいのかなって最近は思います。このプロジェクトを見た人にその人の中にある二面性に気づいてほしいなって思うし、それをエクスプレスしても全然いいんだよみたいな感じを伝えたいですね。